Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. If I seem a little bit more quiet today, it's just an illusion. I am still the loudest human God has ever created. So I want to welcome you all in and thank you so much for joining this sort video. And yes, this is an absolute disaster inside of this box. But I wanted you to see one of the purest ways that I can sort for all of you. I have my handy dandy best friend here. He's my little troll that I love very much. And can you ever have a bad day if that's on the top of your pencil? No, I don't think so. So look how cool that is for. I just love driving Jeremy completely crazy with such things. He comes home and he goes, "What is that on your pencil?" So, anyways, thank you so much for joining in. Let's get right into this and let's enjoy this video. And again, if the lighting's a little bit weird or you hear all the birds in the background, I don't want to say I don't care, but I don't, because I wanted to be outside today and I wanted to enjoy just the fresh air. I love being outside. That's all I can say. This was one of my best finds in what I shopped at the flea market. And all of this came in from Saturday the 7th. So by the airing of this video, it'll have been yesterday. Look at me losing track of my days. So I spent, because a lot of people ask me, how much did you spend on all of this? I spent, let me see here, hold on. I spent a total of $695, but $5 of it was a pair of salt and pepper shakers for Jeremy's collection because they were amber Viking glass for $5, and I bought those. So basically I spent $690 on this box. And let's see how I did. Let's take a look. Look at that platinum coin from 2005. It was graded as an MS-70, and it was graded by the NGC, which is a very reliable source for coin grading. NGC. What do I say? Of coin grading, there are probably three that I trust the most, and I do trust this company very, very much. And look at that for a platinum coin. That is a 1/4 ounce of platinum, and Bill, my friend Bill, that deals in coins, charged me $300 for this, and I couldn't get the money out fast enough. I just loved the detail on that, and I hope the reflection isn't washing that out for all of you, and we go in there close enough on that. Look at that Lady Liberty, absolutely beautiful. And then on the back you have the eagle on the sunrise, on the obverse or the verso of the coin. Look at that detail, and that's a $25 platinum piece. And I had to. I did a quick search after I bought this, and I found one online listed in this condition, graded, and I believe the price was $990. So for the $690 I spent on all of this, I feel like all of my money is kind of back in this, if you will. So if that makes sense. So I had to have that. That was a yes. And like I've said before, platinum is 15 times more rare than gold. And the gold value to the platinum value, there's a big discrepancy of the differential there. So gold being at, I think the airing of this video will probably be around $3,200, or who knows what, $3,300. It changes so much every day, and platinum was only at like 11, maybe 1100 or 1050. Long story short, that was an absolute yes. That was a had to have. Then the only other thing I spent a lot on, let me look at my list, and I always make these lists of what I do for resale, and my prices are over here, so I kind of, hid them because I will be selling some of these pieces, and I don't like full transparency in profits, which people understand in business, but I made this whole chicken scratch list, and down here it was the $695, but like I said, Jeremy got the $5 salt and pepper shaker, so I spent $690, and in my heart of hearts, I was going to kind of keep track in the video of like what I paid and then what I can sell them for, but since that coin already since that coin already paid for the whole box, I didn't feel it necessary. Let me move that out of the way. And I'm not about, I don't know what to say, quantifying. I never have been in my business, like black and white, letters or numbers on a page. I've always done intuition. This necklace was sold to me by a lovely viewer of mine. She tracked me down. I've bought glass from her in the past. I don't know her name, so sweetheart, thank you so much for tracking me down and selling me this. And she gave me this wonderful box as well. And she was so cute and so kind. And she knows that I like costume jewelry. She knows that I've dealt in it a very long time. And this is by Demario. Looks like Miriam Haskell, made in the same style as Miriam Haskell, and that is signed Demario right there. And faux pearl, so completely costume, brass and rhinestone from the later 1950s. Retail on something like this now, in the condition of the pearls, it might be $45 to $65 on its best day. And she sold it to me for very little. So thank you so much for selling me that and for tracking me down. And look at the little flower clasp on there for a Demario piece. Very beautifully finished and wonderful. But again, the pearls do need some cleaning and some help. And yes, I'll be doing a video on cleaning and restoration. And then the only other two things in this box, let me get this out of the way. And thanks again for joining in. I hope you all are having a magnificent Sunday. I traded money for money. These are all silver quarters. And the dates on these, let me take a quick peek. This one is 1964. 1964, 1962, 1964, 1942, and 1950. And these are all silver quarters. And I loved those. I think I paid 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I paid 35 for 6. And that was great because those are silver. And I believe they're 90%. I always draw a blank on the percentages, but I think, and listen, they sound so different than our clad quarters. So if you get change from the gas station or the post office even, listen to the sound of coins. Not necessarily jewelry, because all metal on metal jewelry sounds the same, it really does. But those sound so different. There's a difference there. So train your ear, and you can make a lot of money. A lot of money. So, I mean, if you did the face value on that, for what is that? Let me look. That is $1.50, and I paid 35 for $1.50. Craziness. And then there's this one. And I loved it because of the oxidation on the surface. And since this is not a key date and not a key mint mark, this is just worth its weight in silver. I think I paid Bill $26 or $27 for this, and I loved it. And I want to set this in a bezel, and I want to make a ring. I want to bezel set that as a ring. And again, since not a key date and not a key mint mark, that is okay to turn into jewelry. It's completely acceptable. But do not set a key date of any coin in a bezel. You just really take the value down. This is a paperweight that is myrtle wood, and there you go. And I believe it's pronounced myrtle wood, I believe. And it's from Oregon. And it's a souvenir paperweight that was $2. And I said to someone in Oregon, they're going to want this back for sure. And I liked the size of that. Very lightweight, very beautiful. This was a very interesting piece. And to the wonderful vendor at HARTVILLE, thank you so much for solving a big problem for me, because I had bought, let me move all this out of the way. And we're going to get into this box of jewelry underneath. Anyone want turquoise rings? And a really fantastic mine on this one. Look at that turquoise stone. And these came in from my friend Gary. I am friends with a lot of the vendors out at HARTVILLE and Rogers, because I've been going to both of them for over 30 years now. Back in my college years. I can't believe, I was talking to my best friend Tori. I can't believe I've been out of high school since 1992. I finally feel elderly. I finally feel like an old man. Look at this Chinese box. Cloisonne. Chinese. Very old. Very beautifully done. And this was $5. And look, it has a mirror inside of it. Look, it has a mirror. Absolutely a mirror inside the lid. That is gilt copper, which it has a silver plating to the surface of the copper. And let's go in there on the fineness of that cloisonne. Look at the detail on this box. So let me tell you what had happened. I actually left this, and it's signed China right there. I actually left this and this amazing, amazing ashtray from Denmark. I left these two pieces in another vendor's booth, and I just set them down. I don't know. It was early, and my mind wasn't on, and I haven't been sleeping much lately, and I made a mistake. That's why I tell you, please be aware when you go to anywhere, when you go to the pawn shop or the thrift or flea markets, just have your brain on. Be rested. Otherwise you're going to make mistakes both in buying and, obviously leaving two treasures behind. And I set them down in his booth because he had jewelry. And let me get to that bag of jewelry in just a moment. He was so nice to me. And I've known him out there for a long time. And I think I know his dad very well. At least I think it's his father. But anyways, I left this and this behind. I paid $20 for the ashtray, and I paid $5 for this. And I knew that I knew my market on this. I would get at least 125 to 135, and possibly a little bit more. So if you're adding up the profits, like I was going to on my little tablet with my awesome troll pencil, if you're adding up the profits, you'll see that I'm really far ahead. But in my mind, I don't have to do it on paper or do the little additive thing on my videos. The little cha-ching, look how much I made. Cha-ching, look how much I made. I don't necessarily think it's about that most times for me. And that, I think, is where I'm different than everyone. And my collector's heart comes out. The artist part of me comes out because numbers don't equate to success. It's items like this that I know why I'm there very early mornings to find these treasures. But look at the condition of the cloisonne with those swans on a lake. Very unusual border or frieze, if you will. Very unusual to see those birds, and beautifully done cloisonne. Completely hand constructed, by the way. So all those cloisons, or the wire that's adhered to the surface, completely hand constructed. And look at that bright punch of yellow, sunshine yellow, to really pop out that turquoise blue, the rose petal pink, and that beautiful emerald green of the leaves. Just incredibly well done. And there's the mirror on the lid right there, and I show you all my trees in the background and all the garbage out on that I store out here from time to time. I haul so many things home and just ditch them. I do. I get tired after shopping. But this is Denmark, and I wasn't 100% sure on the maker on that. But what a proud mark of Denmark. And there are a few little chips to the rim. Look at that pulled glaze, though. And I don't consider this an ashtray because there is no, no little channels to set your cigarette. But I loved that amethyst blue and that really bold Caribbean, or amethyst purple and Caribbean blue on the outside. Look at that. Absolutely incredible. And thank you again, sir, for holding my pieces for me and screaming my name when I walked by later on in the day, not even remembering that I had set them down anywhere, This one was beautiful. It's a calla lily design, and look at that beautiful leaf. And a lot of times these are RS Prussia. I'm not sure if the mark is 100% right on this one. It most certainly might be. And look at the little tiny chip there on the end. I didn't care because this was $1. And there is a slight hairline here as well. But this functions so beautiful because I always say, look for your rings. For next to your kitchen sink, this will save you $300 in plumbing bills getting your diamond ring out of the sink. So anything like this that is a small tray for either display at shows or just a beautiful object. Look at the high gloss glaze on that porcelain. So that was a definite yes. For $1, I said, I have to. And I've been trying so hard not to bring pieces like that home, but they sell so incredibly quick. And this one. I was very excited to get this fitted box with the push button. That was $2. And I couldn't get the $2 out fast enough. Again, this elevates if you do jewelry shows or if you have a platinum pin from the turn of the century that you want a display box for. These boxes are getting really, really difficult to find, and this is in great condition. Snaps closed, springs open once you push the button. Just a great, great jewelry box, and I liked the honest wear on there. A lot of times they're signed Italy or Germany on the bottom, but that is a magnificent hinged box for $2. And it's the little things that get me going. Okay, the turquoise rings. Thank you, Gary, again for these awesome turquoise rings. Gary's known me since, oh boy, I think Gary, he would probably say too long. He's known me too long. But Gary and Joel, they're a tag team that are, they're great. And even with my ups and downs in life, they've always been very friendly. They've been kind, and I just really appreciate both of them. But I was shopping, and Gary said, "Hey, I'm set up over at the Blue Tent. Come spend some money with me, kid." So I was really grateful because look at the color of that turquoise. Very beautiful. Artist signed down in here, and signed sterling. Artist signed inside sterling. There we go. I really liked the triple shank construction, and the stone is magnificent. I'm not going to make a comment yet because you know how I am. I always want to make sure I have the right mind before I start spouting things out and guessing, because that's not good to guess. That matrix is very unusual. A very almost yellow brown and then into like a chocolate brown. Look at that electric turquoise though. Loved how tight the bezel was, and I really truly love the shape of the stone. Very wearable size, very traditional but a wonderful piece. And this one, of course, a double stone turquoise ring always sells, and I've always loved that asymmetry of the leaf or that naturalistic design. Split shank, beautifully constructed on the back, and I really truly love that ring as well. Incredibly wearable, great, great size, and I've done turquoise since I was 16, or should I say 15 and a half. This came in from my friend Barry. I wasn't sure about this when I bought it, but I bought it based on design. Barry gave me a nice discount. It was $78, and I will say that of the people that do jewelry out at Hartville, Barry is one of the most conscious of his displays, and he makes everything very easy to shop. He has like certain boxes of cameos, boxes of brooches, boxes of costume bracelets, boxes of miscellaneous, and then in his showcases he has trays that are very orderly of sterling silver rings. So if you kind of know what you're looking for, or you have a feeling for what you're looking for, Barry is just, he takes such pride in his work. I'm very impressed, is what I will say, and I'm not easily impressed after 30 years in the business. I'm sometimes very jaded, but at least I know that. We all need to know our shortcomings. But Barry, if you watch this video, thank you so much for making shopping so much fun and so easy. So I bought this on design. I tried to do a quick search when I was there, and I couldn't find anything. Later, I showed. I don't remember if it was my friend Brooke. I'm trying to think of who it was, and they said, oh, that's Sarah Jane, I think they said. Sarah Jane, maybe that's it. I don't know if I have it right still, but this is 18 karat gold. Now, I didn't know it was 18 karat gold, but I thought it could be either 14 or 18, but that's 18 karat gold. It's not signed as such, but what it is signed, let me get my loop again. It's signed Sterling and Saint. So it's signed Saint right there, Saint with a little kind of bird, and then it's got 925 right there. So not spelled out sterling, but 925, not marked 18 karat anywhere. And there is the other signature down here. I looked on the jump rings to see if it was additionally signed, and only down here, let me see where it's at, only down on the one side, it's signed Saint. Again, that's all it's signed. And then on that other portion, yeah, it's just signed Saint with that little, oh, it's not a bird, it's an angel. I'm sorry. It looked like a bird, but it's actually a human form with little wings, so that's obviously a saint. Let's go with design. I thought unusual for craft to have leather, sterling, and 18 karat gold together. As an artist, the mixture of materials resonates with me. I'm not sure how else to say it, but when you put unusual things together, it means that an artist and a designer is behind it. And I knew that this was slightly more important. And it's just unusual. I did a little bit of research, and I think there's one on eBay that has like a butterfly design, and they have it on sale for like 500 and something, like I think 512, but it's not selling. So that's not, truly what this is worth, but it was definitely worth taking the chance. And I will always say to you, if something resonates with you, if something makes you slow down and look at it a few times, you might really want to consider purchasing it, because there's something about these pieces that says quality, says unusual, says not typical, not commercial, if you will. And look at that frog with that heart-shaped back in solid 18 karat gold, and that's a chunk of 18 karat. So Barry, thank you so much for your friendship and for your professionalism in business. You very much so impressed me. And you say that I help you a lot. Well, you help me a lot as well. And I couldn't pass this up. He said, this was sterling jeweled necklace. And I did ask him, I said, Barry, do you think these are citrine? And he said, in fact, I do. But he didn't want to sell them as citrine because he didn't know. But this is a Riviera necklace. And as a Riviera necklace, I've always loved the style because they're very wearable and they lay down so beautifully when they're made correct. Look at these citrine stones. So they go from these giant golden yellow, very deep yellow, to almost a very pale yellow sapphire color. Watch. So we'll go way down here and look at the way this is created. You gotta look at the craft of these pieces. Let me make sure this is gonna lay down right. Oh, I had it all twisted up. Let me make sure that we're all parallel here. There we go. See, I have to remember, don't rush in your videos. Let me get where's my little pad? I had my little black pad out here for this specific reason. Oh, here it is. Look, I didn't even pause the video, but I almost dumped over the whole thing over here. Okay, let's lay this down. Let's be professional. All right, so see how dark those are? And you can see all that nice lint and nice animal fur on my black velvet board. Look at this, and look at the dazzle of these stones. See how it gradates from that deep kind of orange yellow all the way up to that almost pale sapphire yellow. Let's go right there. Watch. It's like magic. Look how they start to gradate in color. Yes. And I was like, and it's made correctly, so it lays down right. That, as a Riviera with that double locking mechanism, so that clasp on there with the double lock, that those fold down and lock over that, I said absolutely yes in construction. And check out the back of this. Look how this is finished. I love to be able to show you these details. And then when you're out looking, apply this information, or at least some of it when you're out looking. Look at the construction of that sterling, how thick and robust without being clumsy and weird and awkward. And when that is on, it lays down so beautiful. And because of the depth of the mountings, it does not flip. Like, I just threw that over. You saw that. I just threw it. I didn't place it and rearrange it. Look how it lays down so perfect that all those stones then stay so that it doesn't go like crazy. Look, I'm trying to turn it and it won't. But see what I'm saying? Like, it lays down so beautifully. You just throw it down and it's perfect. Absolutely gorgeously perfect. So Barry, thank you for this amazing citrine necklace. And that was $65, but he gave me a deal on that. And I knew in my heart, I said, on the worst day, like it's worst day, that's $165 because of the size of the stones and the mounting. Thank you, Barry. A lens. And you might ask yourself, why did I buy this? First of all, it was my dear friend Emily's booth, and I love shopping my friends. And I do use these for reliquary, so I'm going to put dog fur underneath this and set it in sterling silver as a beautiful ring. And look how magnificent that's going to be. So I'm going to set my dog's fur underneath here and make it a ring. It may be a pendant, depending on my mood. And wearability, it might be a pendant. And then, oh, she had these few pieces too. So Emily, thank you. I needed these earring backs these earring wires. I think they are probably gold. I don't know if the drops are gold or not. I don't think so. But I needed these little gold French wires. And these little beads were beautiful. I'll test them. I don't think they're gold. But look at that for a wire wrapped pendant. And you know I don't necessarily love wire wrapping. But this was only $3 and our booth was half off. So, look at that. And I've known Emily for, oh boy, I've known her for, oh, let's see, back in storage unit auctions. And she's still doing them, and she's very good at it. I knew Emily, let's see, I met Emily at a storage unit auction. I'll have to ask her the next time I see her. I think it was 1997 or 98, and it was downtown, or not, it wasn't downtown Akron. It was the Merriman Valley. It was at the Merriman Valley, and it was an auction where I bought a storage unit, and I didn't know, but there was a upright piano in it, and I I had to have it cleared out within 24 hours, and there was an upright piano in it. And there's a whole nother story for another day. So if you want to hear the upright piano story, please leave it in the comment section. Oh, and I couldn't move it home because home was a second floor apartment back in the day. So yeah, the things I got myself into in my infancy in the business. I mean, I have stories you won't believe. All right, the gentleman that rescued me. Let me grab his. Okay, it's 3 bags from him. Let me put them out on this little pad. And I just really love these videos. I love the shows and tells. Yes, I'll get into the cleaning, and yes, I'll get into the restorations, and yes, I'll take you back in the studio, and yes, I'll talk about clothing buttons and art class and get into my art pottery. I'll also do a tour of some of my paintings, and I do want to talk about my collection of L.E. Smith Bittersweet, and I want to talk about my collection of 1950s lamps that I've been so well known for over, geez, that collection's been happening for 28 years. And I'm very excited to keep you posted in my world of what I do and how I do it. And I hope that it isn't about like bragging. I hope it's showing you so you can kind of not necessarily mimic it, but like take a little bit of info, apply that, go out and find some treasures. These I loved for little turquoise and sterling silver studs. Those are going to be nose rings for me. And I pierced my nose for the first time in 1992, and I pierced the other side in 1994. And it was before it was popular. It was before it was a thing, and it was kind of very taboo and very not common, not a common practice, but sterling silver and turquoise, and I loved them. A single diamond and 14 karat gold earring, and I tried to find the other one, but just a single larger diamond in 14 karat gold. 1920s 8 brooch. Not made 1928, but made by the company 1928. I normally will not buy these, but my friend Gail puts a lot of these together on eBay. She gets crazy money for them, especially the porcelain roses. That was in really good condition. So I'm going to give this to my friend Gail so that she can put that in an eBay lot. I always will buy these. And the reason why is this was in a very hot showcase. And I figured since the universe provided me with this beautiful diamond, I could defend this religious relic. And it's in celluloid, and it's hand done, and it has its little safety pin where someone pinned that to a garment or a visor. They kept this with them to feel protected and safe, and I really loved the image on here. So I had to rescue that. I think this is a keep. I think this is a keep for me. I don't think I really want to sell that. These are sterling silver, beautiful beaded sterling silver earrings. Those were the only pair of sterling earrings I found in there. Conservative, but worth it. Oh, and I just lied. These were the other sterling earrings I found. And beautiful crystal, sterling silver. And I wish they were a little bit more laid down, appropriately so they looked as beautiful as they are. But those crystals are really, really, really gorgeous. Very, very beautiful. And why I went after these is I keep forgetting when I'm buying. There's a lot of people that like lightweight and delicate, and instead of like robust and gigantic, what I'm known for, they like lightweight and delicate. Oh, and my ring of choice today, my Navajo incredible early Navajo ring that this has been with me for 25 years or more. Look at how that stone has mellowed. Boy, is the traffic really increasing. Quite a surprise. And then this one. This was from that gentleman that rescued me with the cloisonne box and the ashtray. And this one, let me show you a little secret. So, yes, it's missing a whole bunch of rhinestones. And I will be doing some repairs. Oh, here comes a plane now. So not only were the cars going crazy, now here comes a plane. Oh, and the other day, I wish I would have had my video camera going. There was the parade of the 3 Goodyear blimps. It was all 3 Goodyear blimps, and they were across the sky at the same time. And it was like a blimp parade. They went right over my house. I mean, literally right over my house. And I heard them, and I came outside and I thought, what is going on? And there were all 3 of them together as a celebration. This was $10. And let me show you, you may miss the mark sometimes on Ciner jewelry, Ciner. Look at all the texture down in here. So you'll look here, and you'll look down here, and you'll look all over. You'll never find the signature on Ciner. Let me take this, let me take the price tag off and get this out of the way, because that is totally in my face and driving me completely wild. It's the small things that drive me crazy. Let's see here. All right. Yep, here we go. So, inconspicuously, see this right here? Hold on. Let me block out the back and see if you can see that. Do you see right here on the sleeve? Ciner. Right on the sleeve. I don't know if you're seeing that or if you're focusing in on the dirt on my hands. Right on the edge of that sleeve. Let me know if you can see it in the comments so I know that these camera down videos are actually working for detail rather than going over to the light box every single time. I'll go back to the light box in the fall, and I'll go back into the light box when it's snowing outside. I don't want to be in there when the weather is so beautiful. And by the way, it just started raining. So, but rain is beautiful as well. Ciner. Hope you can see it there. Why that matters, it elevates the price. When I restore that and put in all the little rhinestones for this wonderful genie with the fancy fan and the turban and the jeweled coat, that as Ciner could be... people will disagree, and I don't mind. You can disagree all day long. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'll stay doing it for the next 30 years. Practicality between 95 and 135. Could it be more? Absolutely. Do I want to bank on more? Since I paid $10 for it, I don't. And it will take some work to get there, so I do have to do quite a bit of restoration on that. It will take some time, but it's definitely worth it. Let me put that away over here. Let's get into this box. I think I'm done with the whole board and going close up, although this is going to take a little while. So please stick with me. And again, happy Sunday, because I hope to have this officially released by Sunday. I think another rhinestone fell out of that just now. This was $5. Yep, this is $5, and it's signed Rolf, R-O-L-F-E, Rolf, W. Rolf. It's signed right there. That's that acrylic lucite with that encased flower paperweight. Look how gigantic this one is. Years ago, I had one, sold it for $65. I think that one would go for like $35, $45. That's my best guess. It was $5, so that was a yes. Art pottery, for the art pottery lovers. Let's see, and this lady is awesome. Remembered her from the other side of Hartville, and she wrapped things in like little tea towels and little pieces of fabric. Oh, this one was the first one. This is Claudia Zieber, or Zieber Martel pottery. I've shown you this many, many, many times. That is Claudia Zieber's mark. And so it's a Z and an M. See that? Z and then an M. That Zieber Martel. You can always tell by the glaze and that applied kind of tactile surface. Very abstract. That's her normal color palette. Well, in this line, that's a very usual color palette. So remember that. And that kind of secondary sgraffito, that kind of etched or engraved. This was $3, and as a little Zieber Martel trinket dish or ring tray, probably in the gallery, more like 35 is my guess. is what she would be selling for it. I'll probably get about 20, maybe. So we'll wrap that back up and get that out of the way. And look at this egg box. This was a definite yes. And anything, when I see Limoges or I see unusual, I'll go after it. And this is, let's see here. Let me get my loop, because I thought this was English. It is. It's English, and it says Present Company, England. And look at this egg. Look at that egg with the bugs all over it. And look how beautifully modeled they are as I fumble with the lid. Look at that. And that giant bumblebee on the top for this little dresser jar. I have been, again, dealing in little things like this for as long as I've been thrifting, 30 years ago. And I always buy such little beautiful things, but they have to be unusual. If that was a pretty egg or pink and blue and floral, I wouldn't have bought it. I would have said, nope, not for me, not for my customers. But beetles and bugs and butterflies and a beautiful bumblebee and very well done with the gold trim. That was $1. I was all over it. I said to myself, oh, that's a definite yes. And maybe we'll bring that. Maybe we will bring that to a Bully Run sale. And then this other little tray. And I wasn't a fan. And then I thought, don't always buy stuff that you like. Buy for other people. And that's where I've excelled in business. I've always been mindful of what other people like. Gunmetal plating, porcelain body, really great glaze. And that little dish, that again was a yes all day long. And you could, like I said, take your rings off, ditch them in your tray so you don't lose them anywhere. Very practical, very small size. And what I've noticed is people are going for smaller scale pieces. They really are. And if you don't have too many of them, they don't become visual static in an environment. Now, speaking of static, let's get the bag out of the way. Yes, now we're down to almost. Hold on, everybody. Oh, yeah, we are. This is all, okay, so this is all what I bought. This whole container cost me $80 from Mary. I don't think there's anything else in it that I bought separate. So let's look at this whole container. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out these top pieces, and then I'm going to spill out the rest of it, and we'll do a quick sort of see if there was really anything in it. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna get a tote up here. Well, I guess I could do it on film. Forget it. I'm gonna do it on, let's get this tray over here. Hold on. I'm gonna move this out, and while all this is tangled, that is, I don't know what this bag is. I love wrestling bags, but oh, I remember. Okay, so it's some sort of costume jewelry set. So there's earrings, as I completely fumble. See, I should have. And then there's this beautiful spelter reindeer that's tangled in all of this. But let's get that bag out of the way. And I will tell you now, this is going to be super dirty because it was on the ground at the flea market. Let me get this guy. Okay, now I got it out of here. So there's this costume jewelry set. It's kind of a, not that it's a nothing, it's interesting. It doesn't really have my attention that much. So we'll set that out there. So $80. So look at his antlers though. See how his antlers are bent down? But this is spelter. These are always German. And these are Christmas. These are for under a Christmas tree. So what I do is I gently raise the antlers. So see how smashed down they are? See how that does not look right? See how they're all crooked and weird and smashed down? Since it's spelter, you have to go very slow. So what I do is I just pull up very gently. And once I feel the metal give me resistance, I say to myself, do not push your luck. Let me straighten that one out. We get that up a little bit more. All right. Once you feel a resistance, meaning once you feel that metal start to say, don't push me anymore, that's like me on a bad day. Don't push me anymore. Let's do this a little bit more. All right. And then when you feel the resistance, don't, and just stop again. And do not push it. Let's move this off its ear. So let's give that some space. Let's move that little antler off its ear. Give that some space. And I almost feel very confident that that would have been slightly more of the original spacing. Oh, look at that now. Now I got Mr. Reindeer happy. Let me move. don't want to push. See, I think I'm good. No, I'm going to push it here. And hopefully I don't break it off, because these are almost impossible to fix. Now I'm done. I'm not going to do any more, but I hope you can tell that I got those antlers right back where they need to be. And if you saw this in real life, in correct perspective, you would say, you just hit this out of the ballpark, Mr. Adams, and you just fixed a reindeer. So, why it matters on these? Oh, listen to the rain. I get so distracted. I think I am part squirrel. Yeah, I think I am part squirrel. Do you guys hear the rain? I don't mind competing with the sound of rain. So let that be some ASMR. Maybe I won't speak anymore. Maybe I'll just spill out all the jewelry and let the rain be the voice of this. I will repaint this a little bit, but that is the spelter. Spelter is the white metal. It's signed Germany there. There we go. Signed Germany. And this paint, look at the antlers though, how I got that back into looking like a reindeer. So why it matters. These legs are always broken off, the antlers are always broken off, or the ears are broken off. Those are the weak points. This now, you put them on a black velvet so you can see them better. That now, as a Christmas reindeer, years ago they were going for like 50 to 65 at the retail Christmas shows, and now I would say probably 35 is my guess, is my best guess. So already $35. So I have zero complaints so far for just starting that. Let me get him out of the way. I'm gonna put him over here so I don't ruin him. Or her. No, it's a boy. I think that's a boy. You know what? Let me, wait, there's another one. Hold on. There's another deer. Well, inside of a plastic bag. Oh, and it has a wrapper stuck in his antlers. It's got a Werther's Original. Look. A Werther's Original. It's a Werther Originals wrapper. So that's why I bought this box, is for that wrapper. See, and then they would have ribbons tied around them. That's sometimes what happens. They have ribbons because they used it with the old sleigh. The tail is still there. All the legs are still there. And look at his poor little antlers all smashed down, completely smashed down on his head. I mean, like literally crushed. Literally crushed. Let's see what we can do real quick. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to see how I can straighten these out a little bit and not go too crazy, because once you feel that resistance, it is time to stop. It is Spelter telling you, do not bend me anymore or I am going to break off. And then you say, okay, I'm not going to push you. So, let's see here. Listen to that rain. Alright, there we go. We got one. So I'm getting one. Look at that. I got one unfurled. Yep, and it's going to need to be repainted. But that's the metalsmith in me, being respectful of a very fragile metal. And it is not nice. And Spelter does not like hot attics. And there's quite a lead content sometimes in Spelter. So, yes, there is. Let that be known. And I'm going to bend this way, like antlers kind of bend together. And I'll work on this one a little bit more, but we are going to leave that one there. Look at Mr. Reindeer now. Doesn't look like he has helmet head. Doesn't look like he has an antler beehive. So, look at that. Yep, resurrected. Again. So, that one's standing with his legs. That one's another 45.50. You know, and people can sell them for less if they want to. I've always sold them for that. I had a set of 4 of them last Christmas, and I sold them for $45 a piece, and they sold to a dealer. So they sold to a vendor, probably because they were going to try and sell them for maybe $65. I don't know if they could get that, but see how I got those antlers back up? Look at that. You know, you want to talk about some restorations and repairs, and I'll get those painted with cold paint. You know, just cold paint, and I'll fix this one a little bit more. That's not bad. That was quite successful without breaking any of the little antlers off. All right, now we got to get into this, because I know you're all like, wait a minute, we came here for a jewelry sort, and you've been running your mouth for, you've been running your mouth, let's say, 45 minutes of running my mouth. Maybe this has to be another video. And then everyone says, well, now we're mad because you made it another video and it didn't have to be. You kept us, another Werther's Original. Boy, now I want candy. See, I only bought it for that. I only bought it for the trash. You know what, though? I do the same thing. I don't know. I don't think that's in anything. No, that's a no. A little baby Jesus. Look at that. Someone would need that for a manger. All right, let me dump this. Hold on. Let's do this. I need to pause the video. Hold on, wait 1 second. I'm gonna pause. I figured you want to see an action shot. So let's just do it. Let's just do, oh wait, I just buried the one thing I saw. So when she gave me the price on this box, she said it was 30. And then she freaked out because she saw this and she said, no, it has to be 70. And then I said, well, and then that one watch, this one, and then she said, well, this is 10. So then it was 80. And I go, all right, $80. So only because it was Mary. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know if there's going to be, what is this though? I don't know if there's going to be much in this as it continues to pour down rain. I don't know, what is this? Does that need to be tested? Let's start a test box. I'm gonna start a text. Oh wait, a broken spoon. See, I bought it for the broken spoon, and look at the hands already. So I should have brought wet wipes out here. Oh well. You know what? I think this video is gonna be an hour, and I don't think I necessarily care. You know, by analytics, they say you're. Oh, you should see. Oh no, is that a peanut? I think there's a peanut in here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, there's a. Oh wait, is that? Oh, is that a single little gold earring? Wait a minute, hold on. There might be a little gold earring, so that needs to go in here. But I doubt that there's going to be too much. You should see outside. Do you guys see this? Look at this right here. Do you see the, I don't know if you can see all the dust that was in that. Why am I so distracted? Oh, a little Lennox turtle. A little glass Lennox turtle. Okie dokie. Yeah, that'll sell to somebody. A little glass Lennox turtle that needs a bath. Alright, so anything sellable. Let's start a sellable box, and let's get all the beads out of here. So there's a lot of beads. I'll go through these and make sure there's no sterling. Listen to me screaming because the rain. Well, I hope you guys like the sound of rain. If not, I'm sure I'll hear about it in the comments section. And then I'll delete you. Ew. What is that? Ew. Alright. Oh, these are, ew, gross. These are, sorry, these are Unikite. These are Unikite pendants. You know, these could be giveaways on my channel. Okay, those could be giveaways. And this, look at this. And I found, you know how I love my buttons? Look at that for a celluloid portrait button. Look at that for a celluloid portrait button. And I said to myself, yep. I said to myself, all right, that's going in my collection. It's a large version. That is massive for a celluloid button. That's late, you know, it's starting to lift right there. That's late 1890, so 1895. And I really like that, so that was a yes. I had to keep that safe inside of its own box. This, and no, I don't do anything like this. It's beautiful, but that'll be a donate. So, you know, bracelet and beads, a necklace that's stuck in there. It's not a bad clamper. I guess it, stone out, but it's probably in the bottom of the box. So, but I bought so many boxes like this. Ew, another dirty bag. Ew. So, alright. Faux turquoise and silver plated. Rhinestone, a spoon. I'll have to look at this later. There's some hallmarks here. It's probably Stife, however they say it. A random, who knows what, why, I don't know. A part of a plastic bag. Did everyone come here for this? So you guys, you know, I do platinum and diamonds, right? And then I do portions of plastic bags. And a broken spoon. Anyone want this? I'll sell you this right now. It would be $1 if it was whole, so give me 35 cents. Glass beads that are awesome. because there's a lot of crafters that love glass beads. And on a serious note, Mary has sold me jewelry now for, Mary has sold me jewelry for the last 20 something years of my life. Ew, a hair. Ew, a really long hair. Ew. All right. And it's not mine. This, very cool for beaded, and a lot of these are now selling, so that's a sell. So we'll put anything sellable out of the box. Oh, and and the watch. So yeah, we'll go in on this. And gold filled. I already cracked open the case and I looked on the inside. So this is a gold filled watch. And I really thought that was cool for a gold filled watch, so I didn't mind buying that. Again, remember, I'm already ahead, right? Before this $80, I was already ahead quite drastically, and I know you guys are adding up along the way. You probably are. I should have told you, get a piece of paper and a pen, watch on replay, and add up what you think I'm going to sell this stuff for. You know, or how much you think I'm going to... Ooh, sterling. Yep. This one is sterling silver, and a really beautiful pine cone and sterling silver brooch. So that's really cool. That's a sell. Another Werther's original. God, it makes me so hungry. You know, yeah, another Werther's original. Another one. You know what I'm going to get Mary? I'm actually going to get Mary a bag of Werther's originals. And then what I'll do is I'll treat her. What is this? Cool. Oh, check this out. Hold on, his rifle is all bent. That sounded dirty. It's a cowboy with a bent rifle. Oh, look at this. Oh, I straightened it out. You know what? This could be not huge bucks. I'm gonna have to show my friend. Ken out at the market. Spelter and old, and I straighten this out now. So that is. You see, I'm bad at this. It's not. No, I was gonna say it was Tootsie Toys, but it's not. This isn't. There's an English version, but this isn't English. I think that's American. It's not signed anything, but it's spelter and painted. And it's like a cavalry. Oh, it's a cavalry guy. Cavalry, and then on a painted pony. The painted surface is in really good condition for being jostled. This should be broken off. The rifle for sure should be completely broken off. I'm gonna have to send a picture to my friend. I'll show Ken. I'll take it out to Hartville on Monday, and I'll say, "Can I retire on this?" And he'll say no. And then he'll say, "What's wrong with you?" And I'll say, "Well, Jeremy's been asking that for 10 years. So I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. Nothing. I don't think anything's wrong with me. That's probably what's wrong with me. Shell beads, these do sell. Not great money, but maybe another $5. An empty box, that's kind of cool to ship in, even though I think the boxes are going to go to the wayside. A lot of rings, a crystal. Ew. What is on his face? Yuck. I don't want to think about that. I don't know what was on his face. I should have done another sort before I did this and got all the... Look at this little princess necklace. That's kind of cool. But that'll go to donate. See, I already started a donate box without saying anything. Gemstone tumbles. A rhinestone pin. That'll go... It's too new for me. That'll go to donate. Or it'll be a gift on my thing once I clean it up. Yeah, I need to do a lot of cleaning on this. She buys a lot at yard sales. Oh, look at the... Wait, what is this in here? Hold on, everyone. Hold on. Wait, what is this? Oh, how cool is that? It's one of those sun catchers, and it's of is that a lady slipper? Did I finally get a flower right in one of my videos? No, someone's gonna say, no, you were wrong. It's a nightshade. And I'm gonna go, what's the difference between a nightshade and a lady slipper? Aren't they both fancy drinks? No, neither one of them are, I don't think. No, it's a nightcap, not a night. I don't know what I do sometimes. This is really cool, though. See, I'm supposed to be calming down. Jeremy's right. I'm bonkers. There's look at these beaded tumbles, though. Those are a whole bunch of gemstone beads. And then, holy, awesome glass beads. Wait, is this a complete necklace? Why am I screaming? Someone else in jewelry is going to watch this and go, he was fumbling around with all this stuff. How does he get the viewers he gets? Because, what is that? I don't want to touch that. I don't know what that is. All right, I should have... Wait. Oh, thank you, Mary. You gave me... Well, it's broken. Well, that's okay. She she gave me a little bonus, a little sterling silver and turquoise ring, but it's broken. So that, darn it, the shank is broken. Alright, what I'll do is I'll do a repair video. I'll take the stone out, I'll resolder this, and I'll fix the ring. So that'll be a repair. I'll set that aside and I'll do a repair video. That I promised you a repair video. There's a piece of hair stuck on that. There is some sort of, sometimes these are sterling. Oh, this one's 10 karat gold. So this one is a 10 karat gold single earring. So that's 10 karat gold right there. But that is probably has, it probably has no mate. There's a sterling ring over here. What is some of this stuff? This is, I should have done this sort with my friend Linda. Linda, she's my buddy that I did that video with. This needs to be cleaned, and the earring back, there was like an earring back stuck in it. This is very beautiful. I hope you can hear me over the rain. You know what someone's saying? I can already feel it. Thank God the rain is droning him out. Oh, look at that for a rhinestone brooch. That needs to be cleaned. So that needs a big time cleaning. So that should be a cleaning video. I'll put that out of the way. A sterling ring. Marcasite sterling ring. So yeah, even in the $80 box, I'm already ahead. Not by leaps and bounds. What is this one? Is this one gold? No. With my luck, it's going to be a no. This is sterling with gold wash. Sterling with gold wash, but a beautiful stone. So just a crystal. So I have this one and this one. Now I have to find a mate for them. So you have to weather through this with me. Just listen to the rain. What does this say? Let go. Let go carved on a rock. Someone gave that to someone as a let go. Let go pendant. Pretty interesting. That's a set out. That one looks silver, but it's not. Now I'm on a mission to find any little, you know, and be careful because all the little things that are valuable kind of go to the bottom of these boxes. What is that? What is that? A rosebud? I don't know what some of these things are. It's like, name that plant. Or a nut. It looks like a, what is that? It's like a pistachio shell. This is pearl and jadeite, so that'll sell. I gotta clean this stuff up. Alright, let's get to this one. Let's get to the grand finale. The one that she courageously way overcharged me for the box for. But she really didn't. And I didn't mind. So let me explain it. So it doesn't sound terrible. She said she wanted $30 for this box. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'll sort it when I get home. It'll be cool for content. And then she saw this and she said, hold on, I need 40 for that. So I had to pay 70 plus another 10, so that's how it got to 80. But I let her change her mind. Other resellers, I almost got this. Other resellers are, you know, sensitive to stuff like that. And I've realized that sellers have a right to change their mind. And as long as it doesn't hurt someone, they have a right to change their mind. And I was a little bit like, darn it, but then I felt like, you know, it's okay. I got it, finally. Let me get this. Oh, are my hands dirty? Oh, man. Not so hot. Anyways, so hopefully you don't mind dirty hands. Because like I said, I don't mind. Other people go absolutely crazy. It's part of the job. You know, it's part of the job. Sterling silver chain, monstrous chain, and beautiful carved obsidian face. That's not onyx, it's obsidian. And then these beautiful dangle articulating earrings, Mexican sterling, and very cool. Now, when you look at a lot of the face things, you know, do I pick on them? No. Am I going to tell you the truth? Yes. Most of them are tourist trade and pretty much garbage. I'm just going to call it, I'm going to say it. And, you know, if people disagree, whatever, it's fine. But most of them are tourist trade and just very low end. They're set in nickel, silver, or alpaca. And those are even signed sterling silver. So if you see the faces in green or black, and I'll do a video on the green stone because it's not jade, but I'll do a video on it to clear that up too, because that's a big mess. I I buy the upscale versions, like the artistic, awesome versions, but I still don't sell them for a ton of money. I just make it affordable and fun. So look at that obsidian face and then sterling silver. Very cool, kind of accentuated hairstyle. There's the sterling mark. So old Mexican, and a beautiful sterling silver chain, and that is marked 925 on the box clasp. And that definitely is sterling. But like I said, the tourist trade bracelets just don't fall for them, because there's so many of them in the world. If you like them, and they're wearable and they're fun, spend 20 bucks on one of them, you know? Be careful with the ones that are marked sterling, because 90% of them are not sterling silver, and any jewelry historian in the business will tell you the same thing. And a lot of people have reached out to me and said, thank you so much for saving us money, and thank you so much for allowing us to extend our collections in a positive way rather than wasting money on, things that aren't worth the investment. That's my opinion, my channel, and I stand by it. Beautiful sterling silver, wonderful construction, and I do like the detail work on the face. Most of the times they look like they're carved by a chainsaw. This one has great detail of that nose and the eyes and the accentuated lips, and great depth to the face as well. So, beautifully crafted, handsome, and very heavy, by the way. So probably worth, I would say in silver alone, probably worth, I would say $60 to $70 in silver alone. So I didn't mind the additional $40 on top of the rest of the box. So, there you go. A great score, if you will, even though she kind of caught it before I walked away. And then this artisan one, this was just cool. Mixed metals, riveted together, very abstract design, but I liked the way it was made because it's extremely comfortable on the wrist because all the panels are bent. I love that. We're an hour in. I didn't get through all of this. So I know you all trust me to sort the rest of this off camera. Wait a minute. Hold on, there's a little sterling chain right there. Hold on, let me take a quick peek. There's a sterling chain right there. You'll just have to trust, because this is an hour in. But it is Sunday. People don't have anything to necessarily that they have to do on Sunday. I don't know what that is, but that's something of interest. This one looks good, but it's not. That one looked better, but it's not. It's a no. Let me see if I can get this untangled. Oh, wait, hold on. Nope, it's stuck. Oh, wait, hold on. Look. Hold on. Yeah, that's a no. That's plated, I can already tell. And it's broken. So, those are not diamonds. I wish they were. Wouldn't that be great if that was 18 karat gold and diamonds? Nope, it's plated. Totally plated. But that's okay. That's alright. It is what it is. It's plated. Darn it! See, but years ago, I bought a junk box, and it did put me on the maps. I bought a junk box for $100, and I sold a bracelet out of it for $2,700. Yeah, $2,700. I sold a broken bracelet out of, so that's not anything. Darn it! I wish it was. I could have brought Mary some money and 16 bags of Werther's Originals. This one's Trifari, I think. Let me look. Hold on. Okay, Victory. Victory is mine. Okay, Trifari. Let me see how many stones are out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stones are out, but that's rhodium plated Trifari from the 1950s, signed right here, Trifari. So that is Crown Trifari, rhodium plated. Look at those links though, beautifully done. And the baguettes and rounds I will definitely fix. I should have just done a repair video today. I should have dug this out of here, did a repair video. What I should have done is get a giant diamond, put it inside the box, act surprised, and got 1.4 million views on my video. But no, I want to show you real world. I want to show you real world and authentic. So that's what I want to show you on my channel. And definitely not by subscribers. 100%. An M&M. It's a vintage M&M. What do you know? There's an M&M in there. That's pretty epic. What is this? Oh no, it's just acrylic. Egyptian acrylic, but it's just acrylic. Beads, beads. Let me make sure I didn't bury anything so people aren't yelling at me. I don't know, is that Dora? Dora is exploring this box. Dora the Explorer explored in here. She explored in here before I bought this. That's Monet. Don't care. This one is carnelian and a belt buckle, so that's a sell. We'll set that out. More beads. Part of a music box. Do not overwind, but rip it out of the box. So don't overwind it, but you can rip it outside of the box. This is an A for Adams. Glass beads, glass beads. You know, I go more bonkers as I should leave the video on for another half hour. Is this one sterling? A little bumblebee? What is going on here? Boy, that rain, I don't know if the rain is drowning me out. It probably is. But there's probably half the crowd is grateful. This is Goebel. It's a little Goebel owl in leaded crystal. Goebel. Goebel. Every time a bell rings, you know what happens. Jason decides to stop the video. This is a jumble that there's really nothing in it. So I don't want people to be like, wait, there's a platinum chain in there, and he didn't tell us his secret because he doesn't want us to go out to HARTVILLE. What I do want you to do is come out to HARTVILLE, meet me some Saturday or meet me some Monday, and if you see me, please stop me. Don't be bashful. Don't be embarrassed. Oh, there is a whole pistachio. It's still in there. It's from 42 years ago. That's a 42-year-old pistachio. Can't believe I just touched it. And then I should have had gloves on. I absolutely should have had gloves on for this. I don't know. Some of these things in this box. Oh, look at this. See, that's a victory, though. See? Look at that. That's a victory. That's a sell. And then this pile of nothing. I don't know why I keep holding that. I really do want to find that other earring. It's not in here. And then someone in the video is going to say, it was right, Pillsbury Doughboy. Alright, enough. There's enough. Do you want another little spoon? Do you want a dime? Does anyone out there want this dime? Oh, maybe these are silver? No. Oh, maybe these are silver. These might be sterling earrings. No, they're probably plated now that I looked at them. Darn it. Well, let's set them out and we'll test those. Alright, I think I'm going to call it. I think I've had a really good time with all of you. And I hope you enjoyed the video because I enjoyed making it. Don't be angry because there's really nothing left in here that I didn't show you. Besides this little shoe with a thread on it. And a giraffe. I almost said a zebra. Alright, I think that does it. I'm going to go inside, take off my rings, wash my hands, and come outside and enjoy the rain. You know what? That's what I want to tell you. Go outside today, even if it's raining. Just sit for a half hour. Read a book, listen to some music, play one of your favorite Jason Adams videos. I really do want to say thank you. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for your time and your attention. Thank you for encouraging me on my journey. Please hit the like and subscribe. And if you want to come to one of our sales on Bully Run Coffee, we welcome you. So please go over to Bully Run and subscribe to Jeremy's channel as well. I am now starving for Werther's Originals. I can't get it out of my brain. So Mary, thank you for your friendship. And I just want to say thank you all so much for all you do for me and for my channel. I'm going to get this all cleaned up. And I am going to... I'm going to go into the studio in the next half hour, and I'm going to create a ring that I've been dying to make. Thank you again so much for your attention. Go forth with peace and kindness. I will see you very soon for an amazing unboxing coming very soon. I've been very patient with the video. Please stay tuned to my channel. I'm just getting warmed up like I've said before. Thank you all so much again. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday. And have a beautiful start to the rest of your week. Take good care of yourselves. And I love you because I do.